Because we're not, if we were moving one of them far away, I would make sure we put the queen in that one, because the one that's going to make the queen cell needs to have all the foragers and everything.
Right.
So we do want to move the queen over.
Right, that's
So,
what
so we'll take her and a couple, we'll just play it by ear, 3 frames of brood. And we'll take some of the resources, which probably has more brood up there. It's going to be, that one will be a little bigger, but this is still going to get representative of what's in there. And we want to work pretty quick.
Oh yeah.
But probably our main thing is we just want to make sure we move her.
Right. Okay.
Okay, here we go.
Alrighty. Let me see. Wrong glasses.
And when they start stinging the crap out of me, I'm going to go get my hat.
You can use this one.
Yeah.
Well, but I'm going to tough it out until...
Do I need my full...
Probably sting number 3 will be like, okay, I'm done.
Do I need my my full thing? I got one like hers.
Let's just play it by ear.
I don't think it'll be fine.
I mean, when I do this in my house, I just stop. They can stay open. I go take 2 minutes. I get all dressed. I come back. Everything's good.
Yeah.
The other thing we want to look for in this process is where are they on resources? And we'll know what to do. Either they need them or they don't. So move the queen, check the resources. We could probably do everything we need to do in just 3 to 5 minutes or less. So let's smoke them and go.
Smoke them and go.
Hive tools.
Hive tools in the plastic bin.
This is fun. I like splitting.
Hot smoke, hot smoke, hot smoke.
And then let it cool off.
Yeah, I had cool smoke earlier, and I just had this thing going on for like 20 minutes and all that, so it's like, oh.
You're good. That's plenty.
Yes, hot smoke. Okay.
So I'm going to go ahead and take some of these out because we know we'll be moving
Right.
3 good frames in there.
Having this on is good because I can't touch my face.
Yeah. So look,
That's a good
check
thought.
that out. That's a healthy colony. I like, Scott's got good technique. You just let it waft over.
The wind is kind of going all over the place today.
So what I want to do is after we take this inner cover off, let's take this box and just set it in between.
Okay.
We're not going to look through the top box first. We're just going to take it off and put it right there. Let's do this. We can actually do that with the top cover on. And then we'll take the top cover off. Okay.
Okay.
And I always kind of twist because there might be frames. There we go.
So you got it?
Yeah, you got it.
What are we going to it?
Just in the middle, because we're going to have to sort out of there too. So before we even open that, so best guess is the queen is probably in here. So let's just take one of these edge ones out. We'll learn something about resources, and then that'll give us room to look for the queen. And if she's not in here, then she's up here like this. This is what this part of this tool is for.
Yep.
You just go straight up.
Okay.
And
How about that other side?
and think about,
Parallelism.
no, like you're a tree. We are not in a hurry. We're molasses is the speed we want to be going at. So what I would do with that is I would just
Hold on. You want to put it here?
I may put the next one there, but
Okay.
they're good for now. So let's you and I just do some separations here. And
Okay.
we can go ahead and take that out. So put yours in there and just twist like this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come on, guys. Go on down. Come on.
Yeah.
Get on out of the way.
There you go. And then, see, I'm in no hurry. And she could be all the way out to the side somewhere.
Right.
So we got lots of drones, no queen, no resources, or very little. It's super light right now. But she could be anywhere. That's the thing, once you get a lot of bees in the hive, it becomes a lot harder to find the queen.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm just gonna lift it from the middle.
Okay. 1 second. Gotcha. Okay.
And this has already got brood on it, so she could be anywhere. I always look on that side, you don't see
Nope.
her.
Nope.
Does she have a tag?
She does.
Okay.
You know, I didn't used to tag my bees, but now that I've gotten used to it, I could not live without that. So that's a lot heavier, and she's on this frame,
Yep. There she is.
Miss America. And so we got a lot of nurse bees and a lot of brood.
Okay. So,
See if you can get her in focus. Got her?
Yep.
Okay. So she's going over here, and we're going to put these frames in the middle. And now we need 2 more frames like that.
okay.
The other thing, given the time of year it is like, do we see queen cells? So
Right.
see how not in a hurry I am?
Yep.
And it's always a question that I
What's
have.
this right there?
That's a drone cell. See, it's like a bullet.
Okay. So what's a queen cell going to look like?
Kinda like that, except more cuppy and probably at the bottom. I wouldn't be surprised. You always find some where they're just starting them and they don't have anything in them. They just do it like out of habit. Take another one of these out. The other thing this thing is going to need is a little pollen and a little resources. So we may not want to take this next frame because they need their bees too. And this is, I don't know how to do this, but you don't want to overly disrupt the demographics. Because everything the bees do is based on the age ranges of the bees. They know how many young and old bees are in there. So the way I do it is just try and distribute. You know, I don't want to take all the brood that's all the same age. Say, look at all those drone cells down there.
Right.
And I'm just looking for any queen cells. I'm not seeing them.
And that's all drones there.
Yeah, which is good. Now, we don't want this new queen. Well, she will try and fly far enough away to not mate with her brothers, but none of those are fertile anyway. So I don't see any queen cells. But I was specifically going from one for the outside that maybe didn't have as much brood, maybe a place she could lay. So this is it. This is all we want out of the bottom. So we're done with this part. And you see I have a guard bee who wants to sting me.
Yeah, they're getting a little.
Yeah. So why don't we just do just like a puff of smoke
Where do you want to puff it?
just across that, just not too much. But we're done here, so let's put the top box on this. And ideally, I mean, there's no way around it when it's like your first year. You want your empty box. You want this. We want to put this on top of this one.
Okay, so we're just going to do that now.
And then we're going to make up two guard bees who don't like me now.
You already filled this one up?
As much as we need. We don't have any more deep frames for that. Because we'd have to raid them out of here. And
Okay.
we've raided them. So now we're going to put those two back next to these. So these go back here. Notice we're leaving the brood nest all like in the center. And she's laid enough stuff that we didn't look real carefully for it, but they're eggs they can work with. Queen's over here. No, they're going to make one.
They will make one.
Yes. You could buy a queen, but it's complicated, and it's not in the spirit of things.
Well, I'd rather not.
Yeah, we want that local queen.
Right.
And this queen is probably going to be better than any you could buy. Go ahead and take that thing off. Because look how many bees. I mean, this is a nice hive. This is going to make a nice queen. Okay. So now we want to, there's probably some food up here.
Right.
So now our next job is to give this little hive some food. So we're going to take some of these out. And now we're going to pop open that upper box. We're going to do the same thing. And more than baby bees, we really would like to have food. So, same deal. We're just going to move a couple to the side just to give us room. And they were drawn out comb. So this has got some weight to it. So it's got a little food. It's not capped. We're going to put this one over here. But here's one thing we've learned so far. There's not much food in this whole thing. So unless we suddenly run into a boatload of capped honey, we might have to think about feeding. This has brood in it, but more brood.
Yep.
More brood. Okay, here's a frame of capped honey. And there's one more. So there's 2 frames of capped honey, and we're gonna put one in one hive, and one in the other one, and I'll give her one of these frames of bees. Okay, so we're done with this hive. So now let's close this one up.
Yep.
However you want to do it. I push them all over to one side. Most people put them in the center like this.
Yeah, I was gonna say
So
something
inner
sounds
cover.
like-
Let's cover this one up. See me wince? I just got my first sting. So I used to go, oh, and jerk my hand back. But after a while, I don't know, that causes more trouble than not doing that. At first, you don't have any control over it.
Okay.
And I don't know, if one got me in the ear, like my work, I don't want one to crawl in my ear canal. Yeah. Okay, so let's fill this out.
All right. So
Okay.
I'll give you one.
Okay. I'll put it in here, and you'll put the other 2 in. And then we'll put this back on that.
Right.
And voila, done. Yeah. Get this out of here. Okay, so you're going to put this on that. So this is a smaller hive, but it's got a lot of brood. It's going to be fine. We gave it some food. Most of the bees are here, but they've got to do all this work. It takes a lot of energy to make new queens. Inner cover back on. Here you go, Dave. $11.95. I've just got the price. Dave and I are making inner covers today. We're making 100 of them, and we're trying to figure out. So what was the value? So we just made $1,000. Well, we'll have made $1,000. Okay.
And the covers.
So now you have 2 beehives. This one without the queen.
So
That queen will hatch in about 12 days, and she will then fly sometime in a few days after that. So roughly March 29th, March 30th, March 31st. We really, really hope it's like mid-70s, low wind, patches of blue sky, warm afternoons. The worst thing, and we have no control over this, is it could be rainy for a week at the end of March and like 45 degrees. And she'll wait, but we really, really would like it to be sunny 70s in those last 3 days of March.
right,
That's it.
that's it. So she's in there. She's got some supplies, and then that one right there. So I didn't know that they'll create one now. So if there's not a queen there, they'll create a queen there.
Right.
Yep.
So they, believe it or not, are may already even know. It takes less than 10 minutes. But certainly within an hour, they're going to start going, hey, what do we need to do? Probably by tomorrow, we could already find the beginnings of queen cells. Now, but we really don't want to go in there and bother them. We probably don't want to open this thing up again for a month.
Right.
This one.
So that's when they'll start feeding some eggs royal jelly.
Yes.
That's what.
They'll take the high-powered royal jelly that's even more rich than what they give the baby workers, and hopefully they're giving it to a larva that's just hatched. So there is one reason you might go in. They're going to make a bunch of queen cells, and the larvae are going to be different ages. Remember, David Tarpey told us this. And if they pick a larva that's already been hatched for 24 hours or 48 hours, or God forbid, 72 hours, those make progressively smaller, worse queens. The best queen is the one that just hatched and gets royal jelly from the beginning. So how would you stop that? Because you can't control what they do. The oldest ones, the unsuitable ones, will be capped 5 days from now. So you open it up, you look in there, and you'll have a range. You might have one that's already capped or two, and then you have others that are just in progress. You cut those capped ones. And if you do that, that eliminates those older larvae. They're kind of like, their starting line was like a day ahead of the other ones. So that is one thing you can control. So when is 5 days from now? Today is Friday.
13th. Friday the 13th.
So it'd be
Today's Friday the 13th.
the,
Holy
yeah, I know.
No.
It's the 12th.
Well, tomorrow's Pi Day.
No, it's the 13th.
Yes, right.
It's Friday the 13th.
So think about it. It's-
Yeah,
Okay.
definitely.
But whatever 5 days from now is, which is like Wednesday of next week, or
Yeah, Wednesday.
if it was sunny middle of the day, I mean, you're retired now, right?
Yep.
We really should go back in and cut out any capped queen cells. But should is operative. I made up a bunch of splits one day, and when it came day 5, it was just nasty. And I said, well, whatever it is. Because there's a 80% chance there's not any problem queens. It's only a 20% chance you've got an older one. And at that point, the damage I could do wasn't worth the 20% problem. I mean, there's no right answer. So I just said not doing it.
So what would make them start another queen in there while the queen's still there? Why would they do that then when she's still there?
So they wouldn't, is the short answer.
Okay.
Unless if she used up all her sperm, she's only got maybe 1 to 4 years of sperm. It just depends on how many males she made it with. If she uses up all her sperm, it affects the pheromones and it alerts them that there's a problem. At that point, they would take one of her remaining eggs and they would start making a queen out of it, even while she was still in there.
Okay.
The other thing that would make them do that, which is swarming, is the hive has so many bees in it, and even though she's given off her pheromones, it gets diluted. The crowd just gets bigger than she can keep everybody happy. And the bees realize the pheromone level